Welcome back to a new video here at Life with the Bridges. If you didn't catch our last video, we spent our festive period in and out of hospital as our little boy hasn't been very well and has been showing some gut-wrenching symptoms of potentially relapsing against cancer. To say the last week or so has completely broke us mentally and emotionally would be a complete understatement, but as the Bridge family, amongst all the darkness and fear of the future and what's to come, we never lose hope. You're joining us this week as we keep our boy at home and await the dreaded results in hope that he hasn't relapsed.
So I've just spoken to Teddy's oncology nurse at our local hospital. His blood tests from yesterday are okay. His neutrophils have shot up from 2 point something to 9 point something, and his CRP's up at 10. So could be some sort of infection there. But other than that, they seem okay. We haven't received them yet, and we're going to have a good look over them. But the plan of action now is that she is going to get in contact with Great Ormond Street Hospital and come out with a plan and see if they've got the blood film results from when they were done, which will show potential any relapse. So she's also going to speak to a consultant regarding his iron level. So hopefully we're going to get this ball rolling today, but just shows you it's 1 o'clock and we were waiting, expecting good news because we hadn't heard anything, when actually she didn't have a clue about that Teddy was even in. She was like, "How was your Christmas?" Like, constantly have to advocate, but that is what we're here for, and now we just wait for a call back.
I've got no words, got nothing. I am completely numb, as I feel like this is the calm before the storm. I feel like we're about to be told some really bad news, and we're going to have imminent checks or trips to hospital or trips to Great Ormond Street Hospital to get further detailed checks. And I'm just sat in my house with my son asleep, and in a matter of hours, our whole life could be turned back upside down again. Numb. Absolutely numb.
We've also just looked at the blood results in comparison to the ones we had done on Wednesday, and yeah, his white blood cells are up high as well, which could mean an infection or it could mean relapse. So everything is riding on these blood film results from Great Ormond Street Hospital. How is anyone ever meant to compute this? I'll let you know when there's an update.
God, I'm just one absolute nervous wreck right now. So I've just had a phone call from our oncology team at our local hospital, and Great Ormond Street Hospital haven't got any results from the blood film as of yet. But we have a plan going forward that if he is sick anymore, then we're going to be taking him straight into hospital just to purely create a picture for Great Ormond Street Hospital. So they may need to do some imaging like a CT scan or an MRI, but our local hospital might not be able to do that. But obviously they need to see him in person and just keep checking his bloods to make sure that, you know, his CRP infection markers aren't going up, which is another sign that something's going wrong or he's fighting something. So all the time we're sitting here worrying at home, they have no ability to kind of progress things forward. So that is the plan of attack. Assuming things are okay, then we just stay at home. But if anything gets slightly worse, we are straight in. Also an update on the iron. Apparently they spoke to a doctor in our local hospital and his iron levels aren't low enough to be creating those sort of symptoms. So they've got a prescription sorted for some iron going forward, but that's something that we don't need to worry about for now because the infection or whatever he's fighting is worse than the iron levels. So our next milestone is him waking up. If he is sick, we are heading to hospital. If he's not, we just see what happens for the rest of the day. I've literally just been keeping myself busy doing washing. So if we do have to go up to Great Ormond Street Hospital, we have to leave our house. As our whole world turns upside down again, we are not left with washing. We've got some clothes to take up there. So stimulate the mind and it doesn't allow it to wander. But enough waffle from me. We'll give you an update as and when anything happens. It wasn't healthy for our mind and our bodies living like this. We were just sitting ducks waiting for someone to decide our fate. And from a wide-angle lens, it doesn't seem that bad. Wait for results and see what the answer is. Simple. But ladies and gentlemen, it isn't that simple. These results could change our life. It was a flip of a coin. One side of the coin, we carry on our life and continue to get our son better. And the other side of the coin was relapse, hospital, life stops, business stops. We leave our house behind, we leave our dog behind, and worst of all, it could be the start of losing our son. And to put it bluntly, with Teddy's diagnosis being such high risk of AML Leukaemia from the start, the chances of a successful second bone marrow transplant is next to none. So these results really were all or nothing.
So far, no sickness as of yet. And what did he say he wanted to do? Have a bath. So it's 3:45, we're having a bath. Because why not? Ladies and gentlemen, why not?
A lot of how Teddy was presenting through the day was correlating to what he had eaten. If he felt well enough to eat, he'd have energy and was happy playing like this and even performing for his auntie. Well done! But when he hasn't eaten, he looks like this, with a lot of crying, whinging and upset in between. And the hardest thing was the control was in his hands, whether he eats or not. So every part of every day was out of our control to what type of Teddy we were going to have to deal with.
So Teddy hasn't eaten anything since waking up from his nap. He even just went up to the shop to try and get some crisps because he tried some crisps yesterday, but they didn't work. So yeah. We're going into the night with a child that hasn't eaten anything, isn't consuming milk, and he's consuming water, which is a big plus. But other than that, no real update. We're going to go into the night now with hopefully no dramas, and hopefully this isn't our last night at Bridge HQ for a while.
After offering lots of different foods at a last-ditch effort before he went to bed, he finally started eating a few crisps. Not ideal, but it was something, and in these desperate times, something is better than nothing.
Kate just said to me, should we put him to bed? And I said no. I want to just enjoy sitting on our bed all together with him, let him just chill, because we don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. I'm just doing my best to take him all in. Thank you, mate. I love you, buddy. More than you'll ever know, mate.
I love you too.
I love you too. What will our future bring, chaps? I guess tomorrow we'll find out.
I'm talking to silly.
Teddy being silly, never get bored of that sound, mate. This is what happens when you get some food in him.
Yeah.
Pretty much ate that bag of crisps.
Yeah.
Come on, the boy. Daddy's gonna sing you a song. You give Daddy a cuddle. Noisy little lion. Rah rah. You are louder than normal. In the capybaggy, hear me call. In the jingly, jangly jungle, the noisy lion roars.
Being in situations like this where you have to be unbreakable for your child, when the weight of the world is on your shoulders, as much as I try, I sometimes fail to keep my emotions back.
Rah rah, in the jingly, jangly jungle, cool noise. Rah rah. Stop. I haven't got any bogies. I haven't got bogies.
What's in it?
It's in what? My nose?
Yeah.
It's just air.
It's hair.
Just hair and air.
I'll get it out. I'll get it
I
out.
haven't got anything to get out.
Guess what?
I don't need a wipe.
I guess what home first. Get out!
You're gonna hook my nose with a hanger. Teddy?
Where's it go?
It goes in the wardrobe to hang up your clothes, mate. Have a kiss. I love you so much, my boy.
Every moment was so precious. The bedtime cuddles, singing his nighttime songs, and just having him in my arms. And even though we lead him into situations in hospital which hurt and upset him, he still looks up to us for comfort and love, which truly hits me hard. As a boy of this age, he doesn't understand why we do it to him, and he isn't meant to understand. After all we have put him through, for the greater good, he still sees us as his safe place, and losing his trust is one of my biggest fears.
Morning, guys. It's my first day back at work since the Christmas period, and trust me when I say this, I don't want to be here. I'm exhausted, I'm nervous, I'm anxious, I feel sick to the core. But I've got a busy day, and if we're going to get bad news today, then it's my last day of actually attempting to earn some money for our family. So I have to be here. Teddy's just waking up now. I've just given Kate his meds to do, and hopefully he's not sick, but we shall see. But I've come in about 45 minutes early just to give myself some time to just walk on the treadmill, get my endorphins running, and try and attack this day from a motivated, determined and positive stance rather than just expecting the worst. So I'm going to get to work here, and hopefully I come back to a happy wife and a happy child. So yeah, we shall see. But let's get this day started.
I put my vitamin tablets in my drink, and as much as my mind was telling me I didn't want to move, let alone run, sometimes all you need to do is just put one foot in front of the other, as looking after yourself in times like this is hard but crucial to being the best person for those that surround you, especially our boy.
So I've just got back from a morning of work, and I've been freezing and shaking all morning, just been so cold and anxious. But I got back and Teddy's just whiny and upset and not right, but again, no fevers, isn't really eating, just looks washed out. But what do we do? We're waiting for these big results today, so we just have to sit tight. But this is, you can hear him, just so mentally exhausting, just waiting and being helpless. I'm going to get in the shower and get warmed up and then see what's to come.
This is what our morning looked like. He didn't want to eat, move or play. He just wanted to watch the phone and cuddle until his nap.
Daddy carry you?
Yeah.
Where would you like Daddy to carry you to?
The charity shop.
You want to go to the charity shop?
I need to sleep.
Okay, you sleep, darling.
I sat and laid next to him in his bed for over an hour after his nap, waiting for him just to tell me when he was ready to come out of his bed. The only thing he'd asked to do in this hour was to go to a charity shop. So if that was going to give him a little bit of happiness, then that was the happiness I was going to go and search for. I wrapped him up and took him to the charity shop, and he cried the whole way round and didn't want anything, so it was back home to get him comfortable.
It has been another long and draining day. This boy has been just uncomfortable, whinging, just it's exhausting, absolutely exhausting, but there has been no results, and I apologise in advance for the just lack of enthusiasm in this video, but it is just sucking the life out of us. This, he is just not right, but until we get these results, we don't know what's going on. Everything he's asked for, we've given him, and he doesn't want it. He's just so indecisive, and yeah, so hoping for another good night's sleep. And tomorrow's Sunday, and I doubt we'll get any results, but that will be 72 hours after bloods were done, so hopefully we get something just to bring this whole thing to an end. We just want to know now, we just know our fate.
We kept trying to give him his milk. He wanted it, but something was stopping him drinking it.
You not like it? I love you so much, Tom. I'm proud of you.
We then got a phone call which we thought were the results.
Okay. Okay, fine. So just Just sit tight and wait.
But it was just the doctor telling us that they had heard nothing from the labs, so the waiting game continued.
Another morning started, slept through the night with a very indecisive, moany, upset, not well child. Hopefully today will be the day we get some results. We need some results, we need some progression on this. But it's a Sunday, and what labs are open on a Sunday? But we are going to re-chase them today. Got a phone call late last night from Great Ormond Street Hospital from the haematology team saying that they had no results from the labs yet. So to chase again by the end of today for the heme oncology, so which is blood cancer, which is a slightly more specific ward. So we should do exactly that, try and get through another day, but I can't tell you how exhausting it is, mentally, physically, emotionally. And I apologise in advance that this video is just a lot of me speaking, but I'm very conscious of having a phone in his face when he's not feeling well. And also it's not nice for you to watch, so I'm just constantly giving you updates as and when we have them, and that is it. And let's see what this day holds.
With it being a Sunday, Katie wasn't working, so we had two hands on deck. As much as Teddy didn't want to, we decided it was best for us all to head out for some fresh air and take Willow for a walk to the local park in hope it would perk Teddy up, as we all know that Teddy loves a park, and the weather that we were presented with today just about represents our mood on camp. Dull, but we carried on walking to the park, and Teddy was having none of it. He didn't want to go on the swings nor the slide.
Do you not want to go on the swing?
No.
Do you want to carry on walking?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you like one of these? Chocolate cracker?
No.
So we carried on our walk back home to once again return back to the sofa and just wait.
So, not even the park worked. He has been a little bit better this morning, but I think that's purely because he got up and ate half a little snack bar and half a potato, which is, I guess, progress, because yesterday he didn't eat a thing. Had quite a bit of water, so we thought we'd take the opportunity to get him some fresh air and put him in the pram, take him to the park to see if that will perk him up. But I think the energy that this potato supplied has now run out, and he has gone back to dreary, miserable, upset again. And so we're going to go and get him home and hopefully top him back up with some more food and continue this gut-wrenching wait for our results. As I said, it's a Sunday, so we're not holding out too much hope. Well, we'll wait and see. But for now, back to Bridge HQ.
That's what we need. I can do.
At all? Are you fixing your ice cream? Ladies and gentlemen, we have eaten 1.5 potatoes on our way back from the dog walk. And this little man is showing some sort of signs of light. He's fixing his ice cream with his tools. Yay! Good old ice cream fixing. Quick, it's going to melt.
That's what we need.
Exactly. That's exactly what fixes a melting ice cream, is a good old hammer.
Try and fix our ice cream. Milk.
It is so nice to see him with a bit of life. One tired wet pooch. Check. A kid that has got some energy. Check. Now we just wait for the results.
Can you fix it?
Go freeze, 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 freeze.
It's melting.
Oh, you're freezing the bottle too. Good job. After a long wait all day, we finished our Sunday with a little bit more playing, but more importantly, no sign of any results.
Good morning, chaps. I've kind of lost count of what day it is now. Yesterday we had a really good day with Teddy. We took him out to the park even though he didn't want to go. I think the fresh air did him well. The latter part of the day, Kate's parents came round and did some presents with him, because obviously we didn't see him Boxing Day. And he was good. He slept well, but he woke up this morning and cried for all whilst I was at work. Kate gave him paracetamol and that seemed to do the job. He's just asked for some food, but it is Monday morning and everyone is back at work. So we're hoping to get these big blood results back from Gosh at some point. We are also aware that paracetamol or Calpol is making him better. We think that it could be worth getting some sort of viral swabs done, or an NPA, which is the nasal suction, just to see if what he's fighting and if he does need any antibiotics to help him out. So that could be a job for today, but we're going to see if we can get some food in him, as if not, he's on a downward trajectory rather than an upward from yesterday. So we shall see, but for now he's asked for chips. So just had a phone call. We still haven't got any results back from Gosh, but I'm going to take him into hospital now with my mum to get more checks done. They're going to be doing viral swabs on him to check that it's not a flu A, which apparently is going around a lot at the minute, or COVID, but also having more bloods done to check his blood levels in comparison to the last time we did, to see whether his infection markers are going up or down. So hospital incoming for me, and it absolutely fills me with dread, but let's go and get it done. What an absolutely stressful morning this has been. I'll update you in a bit. So, bit of an update. You're going to have to bear with me because I am minutes away from throwing up because I have just felt sick all day. But I'm going to try and remember everything that's happened this morning. We took Teddy into our local hospital purely because we wanted to recheck his bloods to compare them to what they were like 3-4 days ago. And we also wanted to get some viral swabs done on him to see if he's got a bug or anything like that. Got in there and firstly did a nasal swab, which basically was testing for COVID and flu A, which was awful for Teddy, but managed to pin him down and get it done, and they both came back as negative. In our hearts, we were kind of hoping it was a flu, so then it would give a reason to why he's feeling the way he is, but they were negative. And then we had a doctor come in and speak to us about cannulating him and taking more bloods, and did a full check on Teddy's ears, his throat, his chest, and that all seems clear. He then told us that the bloods that were sent up to Great Ormond Street Hospital on Boxing Day, which is now 5 days ago, were tested as of this morning, and something has come up inconclusive. His words were, something has come up that they're unsure of, and he thinks it's because the bloods are too old, which is ridiculous because we have waited 5 days for these big bloods and we've had to hit the reset button and start again. So Gosh, I've asked to have a full bloods done again. So we've had a full blood count done, which was second attempt to have his cannula done because the first attempt it wasn't drawing back well enough, so I had to take it out and then had to go in his foot. He's had 3 or 4 cannulations recently, so all of his hands and all of his feet are just absolutely peppered with cannulation attempts, so they really struggle to find somewhere to get a good cannulation, but managed to get one in his foot, which was just the most horrendous experience, and I just spent the whole time in tears because I cannot even get my head round pinning my son down. It's just not the right thing. It's just a horrendous experience. But that aside, blood's done, and then we had to wait in hospital for Great Ormond Street Hospital to talk to our local hospital's doctor in terms of their assessment on Teddy before we were discharged. Said it was going to be half an hour later, still hadn't heard anything, and Teddy was just so upset. They also didn't ask to do any viral swabs to see if there's any flu that way, because the first test they did with the swab in the nose was only flu A and COVID, so there's all the other viruses that we hadn't tested for. So I just took the plunge, and whilst we were there I said, look, can you just do an MPA, which is the nasal suction, which tests for all the other viruses. So did that and upset Teddy again. In the end, we just got so exhausted with being there. I said, look, I'm just going to take him for some fresh air. And on the way out, I happened to bump into the doctor, and I said, look, what's going on? You said it would be half an hour, and it turns out that it's now an hour and 20 minutes. And he said, look, if you're in a rush, go, and we'll ring you if there's a problem. So we'd got Teddy home, but on the way out, we asked if his full blood count had come back, see if we could correlate the worrying numbers from Boxing Day. And we got those bloods, and everything's risen. So his white blood cells have gone from 12 to 17. His neutrophils have gone from 9 to 10. Everything's on the way up, which just shows that he is fighting something huge, which I've seen these numbers before, guys, and I know that they were this high when he was diagnosed originally. I'm just so numb, drained, emotionally, physically and mentally exhausted that we're just waiting now. But his bloods have been couriered up to Great Ormond Street Hospital today, and if they get there before 1 o'clock, we'll get the results back potentially today, which won't happen. I very much doubt will happen because they left at 11:30 and we know it gets a good 2 hours to get to Gosh. So we'll potentially receive him tomorrow. We finally got Teddy back and at like 2 o'clock, so he was 2 hours past his nap and he was absolutely exhausted, so emotional, and wouldn't eat. And then I finally just took him up to bed just to try and get a nap in, because I believe we're going to get a call back from our local hospital telling us that we've got to go back in because of all of his numbers have risen.
all we want to do is just be at home, because that's where he can drink and eat comfortably, because he gets so emotional in hospital, because he just hates any sort of nurses or doctors coming in, because he believes they're going to just hurt him. So I've literally just put him down, and this is the first time I've sat down all day to just try and compute it and reflect on what is actually happening, is about to happen, and has just happened. The feeling of potentially knowing that we're about to go up to Great Ormond Street Hospital if this blood film comes back the way I think it is, just literally ends my life. Because I said it before and I'll say it again, if Teddy relapses, there is a very, very high percentage that this is the start of the end, and I'm not stupid enough or naive enough to think any differently. I'm not being pessimistic, I'm not being just a Dobby Downer, I'm being truthful. You do not hear of children that have 2 bone marrow transplants and survive, but I've come on here to give facts whilst my head is relatively clear, which isn't at all, but to keep everyone updated, and we guess just wait for a phone call to be told our fate. I can't even bring myself to eat or drink. I know I need to look after myself in these situations, but I can't, because I feel sick to the stomach just from anxiety and nervousness and apprehension. But for now, I'll touch base when there's something to update, and I appreciate you guys all listening to me.
We've just had a call from our nurse in our local hospital to say his CRP markers have gone down to less than 1, which is amazing news, which could be a reflection. Potentially his body is putting up a fight against whatever he's fighting. So it doesn't mean we're anywhere near clearer than to what we're actually going through, but what it does mean is that if it was leukemia and it was presenting like leukemia when he was diagnosed, his white blood cells shoot up, his neutrophils shoot up, which they have, but his CRP markers were also ridiculously high, whereas now they've come back as really low, so they've gone down. So it's a glimmer of hope, and that is something that we never lose. So our next port of call is just waiting for these blood film results to be sent back from Gosh to give us a bigger picture to what is going on. So tiny bit of good news, we take any small win like that with both hands and just cherish it. Yeah, another little update for you guys. Teddy woke up from his nap at 4 and it is now 6, and for the first 45 minutes after he woke up he was literally an upset, crying, uncomfortable baby. Made us wait and leave him in his bed for 20 minutes, wouldn't let us, either of us, in the room. It was horrible, but we just waited it out, listened to what he wanted. Finally he wanted us to come in, and then I sat on the chair with him with a phone for 25 minutes until he finally would let us take him out of his bedroom, come downstairs and finally eaten a potato, and now he wants a second one. It is just an emotional roller coaster, just trying to help him navigate himself through whatever he's going through. He's so indecisive and just upset. I don't even know what the right word to describe him, but sorry, Willow's having her dinner, that's what you can hear. But yeah, looks like we are going in for another night at home, hopefully, and let's see, hopefully, what these big results come of tomorrow from Great Ormond Street Hospital. As much as this whole process is testing me to my absolute limits of keeping my head level, just any glimmer of hope that he gives me just makes everything okay again. Just to see him eat or say that he wants to play for 2 minutes or anything just reignites the hope again that it's not a relapse. I think tomorrow we'll find out. You give Daddy a big cuddle.
Daddy,
Yes, darling.
what are you doing?
I'm not going anywhere. Listen, I'm so proud of you today, you know that, right? So brave.
I should say at the hospital.
You're so brave at the hospital. I'm super proud of you.
I did it.
You did it.
My old daddy thinks I saw it all the time.
You saw me all the time. Daddy stayed with you, hey? I love you. You love me. We're a happy family with a great big hug and a kiss from me to you. Well, you say you love me too. See you in the morning, chaps. Run done. Mind is getting clearer. Positivity for today is ticked. Let's go and get this day, guys. Never lose hope.
We started the morning with King Teddy deciding that Bridge HQ now does a breakfast in bed service that neither myself or Katie knew about.
I asked you chippies.
You want chippies?
I asked you chippies.
Chippies and Tato?
Yes, please.
Okay, darling, I'll go get it. Would you like milk or juice while you wait?
Yes, please.
I'll leave them there. This one juice, this one milky. I'll go get you some Tay-Tay.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to go to Sarah. We have to get those. Go and see it.
There you go.
Thank you, Mummy. I guess I will use this. That's what I was looking for. Juice.
After Teddy's morning of luxury of breakfast and bed, it seemed to have given him some life, ready for Nanny to come round for the morning to play, which consisted of painting and a lot more, and even some singing in true Teddy style that we know.
Oh, my soul has a fall. E-O-E-O-O. I own up for me how to cow. E-O-E-O-O. Me. I move. You move everywhere you move. Oh, McDonald, I go for
Teddy has been really, really good today. My mum came round just to kind of give me a little bit of a respite because he is super, super clingy to me at the minute. And he has been on top form. He's eaten all day and he's been brilliant. Like, you wouldn't know anything's wrong, but we are still waiting for these impending results. It is 1:45 now. We know ward round at Great Ormond Street Hospital is at 12, so I am hoping that at 1 o'clock I'm going to potentially try and chase it to get these results, because we are just an absolute mess right now, just waiting. The build-up of apprehension is just ridiculous, just because we're just sitting ducks waiting for a phone call, which is going to determine our fate in our life. Yeah, I'm just watching every minute go by, watching that phone like a hawk, and it's horrible. It's absolutely the worst feeling ever. On a plus side, Teddy has been brilliant, so we are praying that he has turned a corner and all is going to be okay, but we know what cancer is like and it is relentless, so we just have to continue our wait. Just sitting here knowing that somebody could know something somewhere. There may be a meeting happening right now that knows our fate of our son, or there is some person in a lab looking over our blood. It's just gut-wrenching whilst we're just sat here waiting like sitting ducks. It's literally sitting on the fence. One side of the fence is incredible. The other side of the fence is the worst case scenario. I'm literally just sat here watching Teddy sleep, and enough's enough. I'm going to chase the results.
Hello, oncology.
Hi, it's Scott Bridge, father of Teddy Bridge.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, I was just after just to see if we had had any blood results from Gosh yet.
Oh, she's just literally given chemo. As soon as she's back in, she shouldn't be too much longer now. I'll get her to give you a call back and she can have a look.
Brilliant, thank you.
All right, no worries. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
The wait continues. It's awful. Another update. It's 1:45 and we just had a phone call from our team in our local hospital saying that the results are still pending, so we still have no results. So the wait continues. Once again, the timing is terrible. We are heading into New Year's Eve. Tomorrow's a bank holiday. Does this timing get any worse?
We're going to end that video there. Don't forget to come back for our next video where the dreaded wait continues and we hopefully find out the results which are going to decide our fate. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, hit that notification bell so you get notified when we put up a new video. A huge thank you to our Bridge family members, and remember, live for today, as tomorrow is never promised. We'll catch you in the next one, chaps.